We're men. We're designed to go create, to conquer, to challenge, to overcome, to solve problems, to protect, provide, all these action words that are expected of men. That's how we're built. There's a reason why you get that urge to do that. There's a reason why you get the urge for sex. There's a reason why you get the urge and you get this sense of aggression when it comes time to confront somebody who's disrespecting you, or some people are so beaten down that they get the opposite of the urge to protect themselves and they want to cower. That's because there's untapped, this natural, the biological design has been suppressed for so long, and you start going the opposite way. That's why you see these doughy ass looking men. That's where that comes from. And this is why you get men with mental health issues and depression and pornography addictions, because they're so from the time you're born, men and women are different. And there's a lot of similarities in, infancy, toddlers, adolescence. As you get older, you distinguish more and more the different sexes. So what they do now, like in schools, like the first thing you do is they send a little boy off to this place where he's got to sit still. And then especially public schools. I mean, you have other schools that you got to pay for a lot of money to accommodate, a personal learning style. And little boys, we meant out there touching things and running. Like, we have energy, we have aggression and aggressive energy stored up that needs to be exhausted. We need an outlet, a physical outlet. It used to be recess. Little boys would go out there, take our shirts off. We'd play tackle the man with the ball, play on the monkey bars. We'd wrestle. We'd fight, whatever we did. And when you go back to class, you're a little more calm, you're a little more focused and in tune with the lessons. And now they want to put these little boys in chairs and turn them into little default little girls. And what they do is now they drug kids up and shame them for being little boys who can't sit still for 8 hours in a desk, listening to some person ramble on about some boring ass shit. So they want to shame men from the time they're little. And it's always in comparison to the girl in a class who sits still and learns and pays attention and who's focused. And she's eager to please the teacher. As soon as the question's asked, the little girl's hand goes. Typically, the teacher's pet's a girl. Typically, the ones with a higher GPA in those younger years are girls, because they have that ability. They're born like that. Men are not. And so you're constantly shamed from the time you're a little boy. Oh, you're too aggressive. You're too hyper. You need to concentrate. Look how good Cindy is. Cindy sits here all class. She's a good girl. You're a bad boy. And then they send you off to a doctor and says, oh, he can't keep still and concentrate. Say, oh, well, since here, give him these drugs. Give him some methamphetamine. Not a question is, how is he eating? Is the kid full of sugar and chemicals and processed food? Does he get the proper amount of exercise? Does he have a physical outlet? Oh, wait, he can't sit still in a chair for 8 hours, listen to teachers ramble on, doing a lot of listening and sitting still and focusing and concentrating. There must be something wrong. You're a bad boy. Take this medicine. But you see, we are hardwired differently for everything. But the difference is the little girls are complimented. The little boys are shamed. That's what they do in these days. It used to be a little boy could go out and play. And when I was growing up, we had an hour for recess. We had a little 15-minute. This is before middle school, before we had gym class. Like in middle school, you had your lunch recess, and depending on what hour you went to gym was either before or after lunch, but you had a whole hour of gym, physical education, and an hour for recess. In elementary school, we had one big lunchtime recess and two little recesses. There's like 20 to 30 minutes or so throughout the day where everybody went. You run around, you get hot and sweaty, you burn off some of that energy. You come in, you're more focused, you're better behaved. But the doctors don't ask that anymore. Matter of fact, they've completely done away with recess, physical activity for these little kids. They've done away with it. Well, my little boy, I want to call he's 21, shit. When my son went to middle school, they didn't have recess. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Like, they canceled recess. And so instead of asking the questions, well, does this young man have a healthy physical outlet Is he involved in sports? Does he do anything at home? Does he go outside? Does he play? Does he ride his bike? Or is he eating a decent diet? Of course, you're a little kid, they're not going to make you eat organic fruits and vegetables you can have a little candy now and then. But today's food is so full of poison and chemicals and just pure junk. Like, our food isn't even food. Like, do you understand the ingredients in today's food from big food industries? Some of those are petroleum byproducts. Some of these are known cancer agents. But no, they medicate kids, turn them into zombies. Robots, they literally just shut your brain down. They take your original jovial, enthusiastic personality and just suck it out of you. And they rewire your fucking brain with methamphetamine. They put kids on methamphetamine. Think about that. It used to be the importance of physical fitness was just already written in the books. It was an unsaid thing that men did. And they don't do that anymore. Our bodies were not meant to be this sedentary. Used to be like, you don't understand the therapeutic value and the problem-solving capacity when you walk. Forward motion. And that is derived from when we were nomadic people. So you'd pack up the village, have to pack the horses and mules and all this stuff, and you had to move from one location to the next according to the season, or where the buffalo herd was, or where the water was, or the season was changing and it was time to move. So as you're walking, left foot, right foot, moving forward, seeing things move past like this in this direction, that triggers the problem-solving part of your brain, because you had to pay such attention to what you were doing and where you were going and what you're going to do when you got there. See, the whole time you're walking, you're solving problems, and this has become embedded in our DNA. This is our hindbrain, our evolutionary trait that exists in humans. So just the act of walking puts you, and what it does is takes that clustered up nonsense that's embedded in your brain from social media and TV and gossiping and all this kind of stuff. That walking filters out all that useless shit bouncing around and put you into critical thinking mode. So now you're solving problems. You're right here as you're walking forward, and your brain just automatically starts solving your problems without even thinking about it. The important things come to the front, because that's how it was when we were nomads. So